Mark Reedy here. Just wanted to go over 7 of the 20 some odd number of updates that we just released in versions 4.6.20 and 4.6.21. So we're just going to go over these 7 here, and so quickly we're going to take a look at the improved speed of navigation. So what we did was we made it so that when you click on a piece of equipment and go from equipment to equipment, it uses a different way of querying the data that you see on this screen. Plus, it does not refresh the data on all these tabs like it was doing before, so that when you're on a tab, it's only refreshing the data for that specific tab. So now it'll quickly go between equipment, and it's going to be a big improvement in speed for you, especially if you're on a slower network, or if you've got like a slow network card that doesn't refresh the screen that well. So this is going to speed things up for you. And let's see, secondly, fixed an issue with the backup location. Actually, it was saving to only the default location. So if we go here to backup and compact data, if we change this to a different location here, and if I go here over to here and change that to test, for example, to that, which is this one here, that's not the default location of where the data file is. See, the data file is up here in C program files x86, and so that's where the data file is. What was happening before on version 4.6.19L is that when you changed to a new location and saved it, it actually reverted back to the default location instead of to the backup location that you chose. All right, so that's that. And then over on we fixed the work orders template issue here, and so the deal with that is that we go over here and we create a work order based on a template. So let me create one here based on this template, and you can see that the template adds in this detailed description down here. This is a test. Now if I were to write in some new text down below and then try to print it on version 4.6.19L, what would happen is that this new text would not print. It would only print the original text brought in by the template. So anything you added here was not getting put on the printout. I mean, everything is saved in the work order. If you open the work order and look at it, you would see it there. But when you click on the print, in the preview you wouldn't see it, but you can see it here, new text. That information I just put in there is there. All right, so that's that issue. And let's see here. We also fixed an issue on the personnel screen. If we go over here to Forms, Personnel, and you click on a user or a person in the personnel file there, what was happening on 4.6.19L is that if you click on the delete button here, the screen would just go blank and the deletion would happen, but you'd have to kill TATEMS, restart it again, you would see that person was deleted. So you can delete them out of there now. It's just going to give you some a warning message. Then you just click yes and they're deleted out. So that's taking care of that. And then we added the ability to delete all the unused fuel vendors. If you go to Forms and we go to drop down list maintenance and we go to fuel vendors, and we can click up here, it says select all unused. So if we kind of like look at some of these, you can see some of them don't have any place where they were used down below. And if you find one where it was used, you can actually double click to go to that particular piece of equipment and that fuel log entry to see it, and it'll highlight it for you. You can see where it was used if you wanted to change it. So what we've done is we've added this select all unused instead of just a single deletion. I'll click on, well, first of all, before I do this, I wanted to also mention number 6 here, which was when you clicked on the delete button on the fuel log vendors, it was not deleting. You were getting like it was locking up, or you were getting a blank screen like on the personnel. So if I click fuel vendor here, delete fuel vendor, that removes them out of there. All right, so that just deletes them. So now if I clicked on select all unused, so this will select all of the fuel vendors that don't have any fuel log entries associated with them. You can see there's 39 records in there. So we have 39 fuel vendors in there that don't have a associated fuel log entry. So I could delete all those. So that just cleans up the entire file and just leaves you with fuel vendors that actually have a fuel log entry associated with them. All right, and so the other thing is, let's go down here, number 7. We changed the 90-day inspection to speed things up so they're created on the fly for 1 year rather than all years in the database. So if I click on Add Inspection here, and say if I were to choose a year that's maybe not in here right now, I don't know if, yeah, all these years are in here. If I go to 2018, so 2018 is not in there. I can click OK there, and what's going to do is it's going to add 2018 for me for that piece of equipment, for that particular equipment type. All right. A couple of speed issues that I want to talk to you about is that's not on that list is when you add a new piece of equipment, those inspections are not going to get created. So if I just add a piece of equipment now, and that's it. So it's basically just kind of goes through that a lot faster, and so you can speed through the adding of equipment a little quicker that way. And also, when you change equipment types, it's not going to create any inspection items for that equipment type, for that piece of equipment, until you go over to the 90-day inspection tab and actually try to add an inspection for that equipment type. And real quick, one other thing regarding inspections, if we go over here to File, Setup, go to Global Years List, there's no longer an update button here. So you don't need to click on Update to when you've added new years in and so forth to update the inspections, because they're just going to be updated on the fly now. Oh, and same thing for the Global Inspection Items list. There's no longer an update button, and it doesn't give you that warning message when you close telling you need to update all your equipment. It doesn't go through that process anymore. They're just created on the fly as needed. And so a lot of your equipment may not need these 90-day inspections or whatever number of days you've identified. So those ones won't get any inspections created for them until you actually go to add a new inspection. If it sees that they're missing, then it will create them at that point. All right, hopefully that's helpful. Thanks a lot. Take care.